Well, praise the Lord on this first day of the week, Sunday. I just seen the president swore in, and Father, please take care of America because we are in desperate times. For our president is trying to take away our rights, trying to take away the freedoms that you helped establish in the Constitution of the United States, that you moved on the forefathers to set it up this way. I truly believe, Father, it was your divine hand that put this together. But we here in America have become so neglectful in obeying you and what rights that you had the forefathers establish to us, that we are turning them over to a man that has no feeling and no compassion for the United States at all, that has designed more harm for the United States than any other president that we've ever had. So, Father, I ask you to put your hand upon your people right now, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. I watched him take the oath of office, okay? I watched Joe Biden take the oath of office. I remember when I took the oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That means enemies that may come from over there, or even Canada, or Mexico, or South America, or, if need to be, against our own government, or people that live here in the United States that tried to overthrow the Constitution of the United States. Now, I'm going to read the oath, and I'm going to put a link down below that also shows it. But the oath is said, the name is not there, so that whoever is the president gets elected the president, they put their name in like Obama did. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That means overseas, out of the United States, and the ones in the United States. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. He's given it all. He's given his word to bear the true faith and allegiance to the same, to this oath that he just taken to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will oblige freely, without any mental reserve. In other words, not to have any other purpose. Mentally, I am putting mentally reserve or purpose of evasion, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. He swears it to God. To God. So by trying to take away the Second Amendment, let's look at it. and I'm going to put it down there below. It says, a well-regulated military. This is not talking about the army. This is talking about the military in the state. Let's read it. A well-regulated military being necessary to secure of a free state the right of people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed on. So by trying to take away the guns, he is infringing on the rights of the people to secure a free state. See, it's not about hunting. Please, people, let's get it in your minds right. This was set up not to go hunting, not the right to have guns to go out and go hunting for deer or whatever you may go hunting for. No. It's a military state, a military type that being necessary to secure the state of a free free state, a free state. So this was given to us so that if any time our country is invaded by a foreign country, that we have the right to have the guns here to defend our home, our family, and our country, and our state. Mine happens to be Arkansas, but I have a right through this bill to defend the freedom of Arkansas. And I have a list over there of every state that has this included into their constitution too. And Arkansas does. But see, he's trying to take that away from the people and from the states, each state. He's trying to tell Arkansas they don't have the right to have this in their constitution and to ban guns. So therefore, by him saying this, he has made himself an enemy of the Constitution of the United States. He has. By all legal means of legal interpretation of the law of these amendments that was placed in our Constitution, he is trying to break. And so therefore he is becoming the enemy. He's becoming what he is swearing that he would not be. Defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And he's becoming an enemy of the Constitution of the United States. You know, Obama, I wished you would hear this. I know it would tick you off, and I probably would be on your #1 enemy list, which is probably already there because I've had said enough against you. But you know, I'm a citizen of the United States, and that Constitution protects my right of speech. Let's read the Amendment 1. Congress shall make no laws representing and establishing of religion, of any religion. That means Muslims cannot come over here, President, and put your agenda ahead of the Constitution of the United States, taking our rights away and bringing us down. So you have no right to make no laws representing or establishing of religion are prohibiting the free expression thereof are a bridging, the freedom of speech are the right of the people peaceably to assemble to petition the government for a readiness of grievance. So in the Constitution, we have a right to have a peaceable assembly. We have the right to petition the government for a readiness of grievance. But yet, everyone that has petitioned is in trouble. And no, I'm not for coming out of the United States. No. I'm for us, the people, to peacefully assemble and petition the government on keeping the Amendment 2 in the Constitution and not taking any of our rights away. We have that right underneath the Constitution. It's not a privilege, it's a right. There's a difference. When you get driver's license, that's a privilege, to drive your car up and down the road as long as you obey the laws. Okay? That's privilege. But a right has been given to us to the United States by the Constitution of the United States, that we have the freedom of speech and we have the right to say, Obama, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're ignorant, and you're trying to take away our Constitution, and we are not going to permit it. We're just not. Because it says that we have this right of freedom of speech. Or of the press. The press has a right to print. Or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a readiness of grievance. And today I'm saying, Obama, I petition you, saying I have a strong grievance against you for trying to take away the Second Amendment that gives us the right to have a military here in our own state, being necessary to secure of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed on. And you're infringing on it. You really are. Do I feel sorry for these kids that were killed? You better believe it. I feel sorry that some person with such a mental defect was able to take his mother's guns and go into a school and kill innocent children. That grieves me. But then, in the same right, you don't have the right to take away and infringe on the right for people that bear arms. Yes, there should be a better system of checking things, because we have people that are really, really, really going overboard. Now let me read the third one. I think that's important, because if he bans the guns, he will send soldiers to your home to take your guns if you don't peacefully surrender them. Amendment 3 says, no soldier shall in time of peace be required in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Now, no soldier has a right to come and go in your home and take your guns away from me because the President of the United States have broken the Second Amendment. You don't. You have no right, no police officer, no military personnel has a right to come into my home without my consent to search it or take anything out of it. Unless they have a court order. That's what it says. Now, if they have a court order to come in my home for, like if I was a drug house. Seems like this town is big on drugs. You know, we're a little town, and it seems like we have nothing for the youth to do, and so what they do, they turn to drugs. And if that child or that person is doing drugs in the home and it is reported and the police know that, then they have a right to get a court order to come and search your home. But they don't have a right, just because the president says I'm banning guns and no one has a right to have a gun, to come in my home and search my home for guns, because the Constitution is still there. It's still there, Mr. President. We have a right to have guns. And I'm going to put this down below. People need to read the Constitution of the United States. And let me tell you that we need to understand what the Constitution of the United States really says, people. And all you actors, you know, I've come to the point, I am so sick of people just because they become famous because there's some actor out there in Hollywood, like Oprah Winfrey and all of the others that get on this bandwagon and wants to ban guns. How dare you? You know what? You got to go to school. You got to train for the job that you want. You went out and you got your job as an actor. And if you're blessed, you get to be in films that bring in big bucks. You get to live in the fancy homes that you want to buy that will cost up into the millions of dollars to stroke your ego. You get to go to all the fancy parties in Hollywood and dress up in your fancy gowns at the expense of we, the people out here, that go and buy those tickets to watch your movies. But yet, you get up and you go against the Constitution of the United States. You know what? For every senator and congressman that will vote for this against the Constitution of the United States, because they take oaths too, if they go along with this, they need to be voted out of the office. This needs to be their last term in the government official offices, period, the rest of their life. They need to be written down and say, if this person ever runs for office again, we will not vote for him. Period. That's how you get them out. After enough, if other people go in there and they try to do the same thing, vote them out. Get them out of the office. Put them on a blacklist. We will not vote you into the office. If you try to violate the Constitution of the United States and you don't stand for every bit of the Constitution of the United States, then we will never vote for you again. You will never hold another office in the government, period. And every actor every actor, male and female, that makes movies, that gets their living off of making movies and us going to the movie theater and buying tickets, because that's what makes them famous, put their name on a blacklist and not go and see any movie that they play in. That's how you control the actors and their stupid mouth running about things of wanting to take our constitutional rights away from us. If you don't like our Constitution and you don't like the rights that we have, well, go over to England or somewhere else and become actors and leave our country. They are actors that I will not vote. I mean, I will not go see. And this is going to make a lot of people mad. But as far as actors, I'm going to start watching what they say. And every actor that is for gun control, to break the Second Amendment, I'm going to write their name down. And I'm going to begin to make videos with their names on it and their statements, what they said about destroying the Constitution of the United States. Because if you break one, if you take away one, then at any time you can take away the others. So therefore, in breaking the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights, you are taking away our freedom. You're nothing but an actor. You live in a fantasy world. You go and become these characters in these movies. I took drama. And I've been on stage, and I performed on stage. And you take this character on, and you study the lines, and you get that character in you, and you become that character. If to make this movie or perform on the TV or a movie that's going to be put out, you know, like Dark Knight Rising. Every one of these actors, I'm going to start making a blacklist against. I know this probably make a lot of people mad, because I'm going to be jumping on some of their favorite actors. I don't care. If they're against the United States, if they're against the Constitution of the United States, I'm against them. Period. Bar none. You may say, well, that's not very godly. Yes, I think it is. We have to stand for the rules of the Constitution because they were laid out for us. Just like we need to follow the rules of the Bible, the scriptures that was laid out by God, period. So to me, you have become an enemy, because I was sworn when I was in the Navy. I mean, wasn't in the Navy, but I worked for the Navy as a civil servant. And when you do, you have to take this oath. You become part of the Navy right there and then, even though you're a civil servant. And in it, it says, defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. To me, all you guys that are actors out there, that are for a Bill of Rights, for taking away our guns and taking away the Second Amendment, you have become a domestic enemy of the Constitution of the United States. So therefore, you have become a domestic enemy of mine and of every man, woman that has guns. You need to understand, you need to figure out a way to influence this president that you all love so much. persuade him to go in a different direction, to try to work within the Constitution of the United States. This thing is growing and growing, and most of it is by really young people. What is going on in home? What is going in home? We have already let so many of our rights being taken away from us now. Are you going to let them all take away from us? So I'm just putting it out there today. I just watched him be sworn in. I seen what he had to say, and I'm a little ticked off, okay? Just a little bit. A little bit ticked off that my president that just took an office and took it knowing that he was trying to destroy the Constitution of the United States. Because if you take away one, you have downgraded all the others, and you can take away any of the others at any time. I mean, it will come to the point with the guns gone, and what I'm saying right now, right here, right now, if you take away the First Amendment, and I see it coming, you could come into my home right now, as I was talking on this video, drag me out of this bedroom, drag me out the door, put me in handcuffs, throw me in a car, take me to a federal penitentiary, or to a FENA camp if there's enough of us, because we say, you cannot destroy the Constitution of the United States. And that's what people need to start saying to the president. You cannot, Mr. President, take away and destroy and pollute the Constitution of the United States. We, the people, will not let you. There it is. I've laid it out to you. You can do what you want to with it. You can say, but that's my belief. If I said it any other way, I would be a liar. That's my belief. I stand. I took an oath one time to defend the Constitution of the United States. To defend it in its entirety against all aggressions against it, foreign and domestic. And right now, Mr. President, and all you movie stars that's out there that thinks that you have a right, just because you're a movie star, that people should listen to what you say. When you're ignorant, don't listen to it. Don't go to their movies. Don't watch their movies. If you want to shut their mouth and calm them down, and they want to keep their job, don't watch them on TV. Let their ratings go down. Don't go to the movie theater and watch them on screen. Don't buy their DVDs and watch them on that way. Don't buy. Shut it down. And don't watch anything that has even one of these people in it. Period. Because if they don't want to defend the Constitution of the United States, they're not worthy to be even having my money to watch their face. I don't care how good that movie may be or not be. Don't watch it. Just don't. Boycott them. Boycott. every singer, every actor, anyone that gets their living off of us, off the backs of us, by us listening, going and watching it, spend your money for better things than going there and watching that. So, there I go. Thank you.